hat or something?
Hey, we're talking about trophies here.
Yeah,
This is the
we're
power
already
hour.
into
We're
it.
already into it. Wait a minute.
We
Okay.
started a half hour ago.
All right. You give away guitars.
We're like
you
Matt
give,
Kenseth
you
and
give away the
Kevin Harvick
butchies,
here.
and then we got this one for this weekend, right? This is
we give away cereal bowls.
cereal bowls, right? You
The
could
breakfast of champions.
That's a
right
vodka. That's a
Right.
shot glass for vodka.
here. Yeah,
Exactly.
vodka crayons in there.
Here at
Take
the
that
Vegas
to
Shows
SEMA with you.
California, and we give away TP to Mike Griffith.
Yeah, we'll do like that.
Welcome, welcome, Mike.
See if it's real.
Yeah.
He was real.
This show's already out of hand already.
And you've got toilet paper.
The week 31 of this thing, there was some kind of grit or something that was over here. I don't know what it was exactly, but it was something that was not
It's like
good.
liquid to me. I don't know how you call it.
Well, considering it wasn't Cal State's fault,
Yeah.
it was first. Yeah,
We had a debris caution.
yeah, I would have.
Debris
Little grease
Exactly.
Take care of it.
Could you bring the sweeper out here and everything?
and the little Zippo.
4 tires and a take a Sunoco.
By the way, when I was at the California Hot Rod Reunion, I was disappointed not to see you drive the sweeper thing out there.
I drove it. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, I drove it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I didn't see too many oil
Well,
dams on
Sunday was a
Sunday.
cleaner day.
Yeah.
Saturday was pretty bad.
Right.
Total for the weekend was about almost 6 hours of oil. So
I think
not good for the weekend.
Yeah, I think Saturday was about 4 hours,
Yeah.
3.5. Saturday was
Yeah.
not good.
Everyone drove stuff on Saturday. We all jumped in.
All right. Wow. Wow. Hey, we were just talking about trophies because we have this one here. What's the coolest trophy in motorsports? Let's talk with Mr. Schweitzer from Big
guitars,
The
of
guitars. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Blake Bowser.
The Borg Warner Indy 500. That's cool. With the faces on it. I like that.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool just in sports in general. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
course,
That's,
you two
Stanley
hockey-
Cup.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
I
Stanley
was
Cup.
waiting a
the
step.
two
You did
best
say
trophies,
motorsports,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Well,
The
don't
two best
forget,
trophies.
don't forget the milk that comes with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Unless you're Emerson Fittipaldi, you don't drink it.
Yeah.
That's
well, yeah, you drink the orange juice. But I kind of like the Dover Monster, and they put your car in his hand, and that's kind of a unique trophy. But everyone wants the Martinsville Grandfather Clock, which you did on
those are
Sunday.
Comes to that, the
Yeah.
That's
grandfather
pretty
Clark.
cool.
But I think the two best trophies in sports has to be the Borg Warner and the Stanley Cup, just because they go on. You just add to them.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody else gets a fresh trophy or a fresh
Exactly.
grandfather
Yeah,
clock.
yeah.
These things are history.
Yeah.
I guess
So-
what they were saying, the Stanley Cup, they will have to add another.
Yeah, they take a ring
band.
off. They take a ring off every year, though. They
Yeah.
they
Rotate
rotate
it out.
the rings because
Yeah.
it would be so big and so tall nobody could lift it.
Yeah, there you go. All right, well, listen, this is the Bako Motorsports Power Hour brought to you by Budweiser, and we got the Sign Factory in Bakersfield, Californian. Maybe.
Uh-oh, that's not a
There
good
it
sign.
is. It'll work. It'll work slowly but surely. Power Telecommunications. There it is. And Show 31. And follow us on Facebook. We've got a lot of content on there right now. And Dale Earnhardt Jr., Mike Griffith, he's not in the chase, but, man, he still can win some races, huh?
Yeah, that's funny. You texted me, and I had just sat down with a bowl of soup. I had actually just come back from getting my trailer from Famoso and turned the race on, and so I saw the crash that Keselowski's slowing, and you're sitting there, Mears took out Keselowski. I'm going, no, that's not quite how it happened. And then I happened to see the catching up on it, Harvick getting taken out by Kenseth. So I'll say right now, Kenseth is not going to win.
I was kind of confused because when I was flipping between football and the race, and I actually had it in, and so they pop up Mears, like, oh, there's Mears, and he was talking about, how unfortunate it was that he was actually running pretty well in that race. He was in position again for the second consecutive week to do something big, and he was talking about how he didn't see him, and he just ran right into the back of the 2 car. So
that's because the 2 car was going from race speed to no speed quickly.
Right. Exactly.
It was right up there in the high groove.
Right. So that was an issue, and then Harvick got taken out too, right?
Yeah, Harvick got taken out, I guess, on a restart by Kenseth, and Harvick was not too happy about it.
No.
I guess maybe he's calmed down a little bit, but that's the whole thing. There's your mulligan. Now he has to win. So and
there's your clock.
Keselowski has to win. It's you just can't mess up.
Oh yeah, there is the clock there.
There's the clock.
Yeah, it really
Oh,
is.
that's a
big
great
deal.
trophy.
Even in the
nice.
late model race there, they give out a clock. I mean,
That-
that's a real deal.
Yeah,
You get yourself a red hot dog and a clock.
you can't beat that.
He had it
No,
on
you can't.
Twitter, arriving at his house, and they were assembling it and everything.
Really?
It was pretty
It's,
cool.
it's a big deal.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
So think about Jeff Gordon, how many of those he's won. I don't know where he's put all those. He's
And
probably got them in the playhouse.
Especially
the
the
guest
story he
house.
told about his growing up and his dad having the Martinsville clock at their house, and he always wanted it, and then to get one now. I mean, it's a pretty cool deal for
cool.
the Earnhardt.
Yeah, that's a good win for Earnhardt. Came a little late for him.
Yeah,
He
he
needed it.
missed. He wanted to win that last week.
He needed it the week before,
Yeah.
but it's a good win, and it just shows how interesting this chase is now. And here's a guy, Harvick, who you thought was a contender,
Exactly.
and now he's
On the bottom, yeah.
He's on the bottom.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, can you make it up? I mean, obviously you win and you're in. I mean, that's kind of
The only other way you make it up is some two good races and 2 bad races by about 3 drivers ahead of him. That's the only way,
wow.
because
okay.
he finished so far down.
Yeah, I mean, he was 33rd in the race. Yeah, 33rd. He's now 8th in the chase. And Casey Mears, as we mentioned before, he finished. He was knocked out completely. So I think his total finish was 37th, but he was knocked out completely and was in good spirits after the race. And he was talking to ESPN about it. Here's a schedule coming up. We're in Texas this week. Griff, what do you think? Back to Super Speedway, right?
Yeah, back to a 2 mile at Texas. Always interesting there. Harvick's ran well there. A lot of guys have run well there. The race in Phoenix, Avondale, wherever, Phoenix. That's going to be really interesting. That's going to be worth the price of admission. That's one you probably want to watch, DVR. That's going to be fun.
Yeah. All right. And then one quick note, too. We got NHRA, Blake, coming up with their major finals coming up here with the Toyota Nationals this coming weekend in Las Vegas. And then Auto Club finals at Pomona to finish out the season. And in that, there is the ET Challenge. Is that right? Is that somewhere in that range?
In the Auto Club Finals,
Right.
that's all of our Summit winners from all of our ET Finals nationwide will come together and crown a national champion.
And big news on the NHRA front,
A
where
little change in force.
Force is, Force has hasn't announced sponsorship for next year.
Right.
So his crew chief Jimmy Prock, burning hands worth 2 in the bush,
Yeah.
turned in his resignation effective at the end of the season. Says he was going to leave because he's got to worry about a job.
Yeah.
And Forrest comes back a couple hours later and says, "Well, why don't you just leave
go ahead
right
and take
now?"
off.
And so now
Yeah.
Jimmy Prock is working for
Don Schumacher.
Don
Racing.
Schumacher,
Wow.
who is leading
Changes have already begun.
Changes
I
have
know,
already begun, so it's really interesting.
Yeah.
And Force is still now
Wilkerson,
he's in second place
Yeah,
in
there's
chase
a lot of guys.
without a crew chief, so it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But is Force at a level in his career, though, where, does he need a crew chief that way, or can he determine
Well,
himself how he
yeah,
wants to do
yeah,
it?
He's
Yeah,
got about
he's-
8 guys on his team
They
that
can
could
fill
be
in.
a
Fill
crew
in,
chief,
yeah.
so
Right.
he'll be fine. They'll both be fine.
Yeah.
He's got
You
a
know.
sponsor. I mean,
Yeah.
we know he's got a deal. Everyone knows. We just
He's
Tuning
got an
those
announcement
things,
to make
he-
actually in Vegas as well.
a lot
so
of people think
it's
it's going to be Peak. Is that right, Blake?
I heard Peak I've
Peak
heard he's
and
talking
Chevrolet.
to the rumors are Google. There's Amazon. There's Peak right now is an associate. They're supposed to be stepping up, so he'll be fine.
It's very
He'll be fine.
the sport's interesting. I think he's single-handedly kind of keeping the sport, relevant
is-
right now in a
yeah.
lot of ways.
Well,
So,
and his daughters.
yeah, and his
Yeah,
daughters too.
yeah.
I mean, the whole family.
The Force name is keeping it going right now, but that happens. I mean, that's Earnhardt did it for NASCAR for a while, and
Yeah.
it just happens.
All right, we got a lot to get to today. This is a special 90-minute show. We got Kern County Raceway, the back end of the show. They got 3 segments here, but we're going to talk to Bakersfield Speedway after the break here about truck apocalypse, and then we're going to talk
Love
to
the
Auto
name.
Club Famoso Raceway about some of the things that are going on. We also had homework for this guy, and we're gonna tease. We're gonna share a couple things with Blake too. I last week we didn't get to the Jason Barta thing. I want to get that posted as well, so you guys can see that interview. One of the local kids winning at the California Hot Rod Reunion. All right, take a break. We'll be right back with Bakersfield Speedway right after these messages. Stay with us. 90 minutes today here on Bakersfield.com.